Hi there and welcome back to Stellaris Snail Wars 2, the Snedi Knights, our community Let's Roleplay. This is not a regular episode, it's a short episode showing actually the situation and the empires we have all discovered. Let's have a look at them, because we want to have time for that and don't want to hurry it. We want to look at them, these empires, because they are masterpieces. Because we have the Oberdin decimators. I believe, though, these are actually random generated beings that we didn't get. There is like 3 or 4 computer generated empires possible. So we're going to ignore these a bit. They are threatening a bit fanatic xenophobes and spiritualists. So in theory close to us, but in practice not, because a xenophobe doesn't like another xenophobe. That's the thing about xenophobes, right? And we have the Goom blobulate. That is actually a well-known user empire. And what do they say? It's surprising you ever made it off New Nebula, so pathologically unable or unwilling to accept others. Future generations will remember the dark era of the empire of Nautilon's coming under Master Snoda. We'll see about that. Goom blobulate. You have the Goom. And what is their history? They have great leaders and they enjoy life. So they are rapid breeders too. Friendly, moral, egalitarian. We hate them. The Goom are a race of slug-like mollusks. The Goom are made by weird steam with short lifespans and a rapid breeding cycle, enabling them to colonize new tropical worlds with ease. They generally prefer peace to warfare, but are more than willing to engage enemies that provoke them. Xenophilic and egalitarian, the Goom are interested in forging allegiances and perhaps one day forming a federation with other like-minded sentients from across the galaxy. They're overwhelming so far. Their fleet power is really remarkable. Not surprisingly, they hate the Oberdin decimators. And they have blocked a lot of empires from coming in. And they have a defensive pact with 2 other empires. So they are on their way to at least moderate success. Even if they seem small, they are not. And we have the Caltaxans, our rivals. Repulsive burping your radula emits sounds like the expulsion of fluids from a lesser species on Chemi, and will be treated accordingly. They are xenophobic isolationists, a celestial empire, like the Ming in EU4. Imperial, inward perfection and an agrarian idol. They're trading with the Mariojana-nauts. And they're rivaling like all of their neighbors, except the Mariojana-nauts. A defensive pact with Eonosans and the Mariojana-nauts. So they are very protected. They're overwhelming due to almost everything. They are the most dangerous empire out there, probably. Single empire. Apart from the roots of K, we hope. Here we have the Kadeshi Harmonious Nation. And they also don't have that kind of story. So they're a founder species. They're xenophobic isolationists, like us a little bit. But we are not pessimists. Well, the repulsive squelching your radula emits sounds like expulsion of fluids. Yeah, we know that. Hey, you stole that from the Caltaxans. What do they have? They have a truce with the Mariojana-nauts. They have no defensive pacts. Still they are overwhelming, but not by much. Not but just by the sum. So they could be a potential target for us, the Kadeshis. Here. Then we have the growth. The growth was very unfortunate to meet the roots of K, which decimated them. Look at this very, very impressive glowing plant. The lives of all outside the growth are secondary, but those of the vile empire of Nautilon's coming are tertiary. Oh, they hate us. They're equivalent. Only have one planet, no defensive pacts, so they might be what we might target. If we can find a way to them, that is, because that is the problem. We cannot find a way to them. What they do? They're extremely adaptive, slow learners, repugnant. So they want to spread. Let's see. Connected by continents spanning root systems, the simple moss-like beings that were to become the growth first came to consciousness by virtue of the interconnectedness of their sheer biomass. Over time, the growth guided its own evolution to first gain greater mobility, then to specialize individual growth units for specific tasks. To enable the consciousness to function without the root system, the growth evolved neural communication by sound, light, and finally psionic energies. Now spanning their entire homeworld, the growth looks to the stars for more worlds to consume. The growth must continue to grow, but it hit a wall against the roots of K. The one who speaks is there, of the growth. And this is, unfortunately, by someone which I couldn't enter into the biography for some reason. It could have been confetti from Reddit. I hope this is right. Otherwise, please tell, are you the one who created the growth? I believe, though, it was confetti. He has, I think, created 3. Or it was Neuro Cavalry, who also created 3 of these masterpieces. Or maybe someone else. My brain is not what it was. I'm sorry. Well, the roots of K. We could become their vassal. They are protective of us. For some reason they liked us, and we took their protection as they so readily beat the growth. We thought, hey, it might be safer, even if this is a salad. This salad may eat us if we don't get some kind of treaty with it. The roots of K greets you, High King, although you are not part of us. You will come to know that we value our friends as well. They are growing like mad. They have the Khan. They have integrated the growth. They're hive-minded and charismatic rapid breeders, thrifty, fleeting, and sedentary. What a curious combination. Hive mind that is charismatic. From confetti. I have seen the whispers, the flashing lights in the sky. There is life out there, of that I am certain, says the roots of K. And the roots of K is actually the planet of K, which spans the whole planet, sends out her seeds or its seeds to the universe, and creates other Ks on other planets. My limbs work tirelessly to create vessels of our own, to carry my seeds. Seeds that will fly through the stars and set roots on new planets and form their own limbs. My only wish is that the strange forms on other planets are not our enemy. The idea here, and that is like the meta, the idea here is that K is a sentient plant that took over a planet. Every colony ship carries a seed, and every colony protects the seed. All the pops are offshoots of the first seed. I did my best. Confetti did his best to make it so other empires referred to it as K. It's a little rough around the edges. Hive mind of K, of the Khan. Then we got the Earnosans. Another one of the more dangerous things. And there's an unidentified empire here, which we don't know anything about. Let's look at the Earnosans. We lead people away from the truth with sweetened burping and promises of false spiritual rewards. The punishment that awaits for your kind cannot be spoken aloud. They are evangelizing zealots. They want to spread their faith across the galaxy and a star empire. They're our rivals. And they have a research agreement with the Kadeshi. Crazy. Let's look at the Earnosans' history. Wait. Mouths, stay where I want you to stay. I beg you. It's from Kaiser Wilhelm XXth YouTube. Come on. A race of Hydra-esque molluscoids, the Anosa can trace their beginnings back to the simple slugs across the homeworld of their tropical homeworld. Across the surface of their tropical homeworld. Over time, said proto-slugs became larger, more intelligent, and gained 2 extra heads along the way, eventually becoming the currently known Earnosa. The first primitive Earnosan civilizations stayed close to the oceans of their homeworld, only ever going further inland during the high tide seasons, eventually turning these small, if not noteworthy, tribes into small city-states, and eventually following a chance encounter with a meteorite. The birth of a new faith, one that would spread like wildfire across the planet. Within 1,200 years, the Earnosa had finally been united under a single empire, one ingrained in the new faith that united the planet. Now, just 400 years after the great union of their world, the newly declared Earnosan Celestial Empire has finally reached space, ready to expand their faith into the unknown void of the stars. Dangerous indeed, and powerful. Well, this is the galaxy, so there's a lot to find out still, and to find. And what are our next plans? Here lays one of the plans, and here another one. And here maybe as well. And once the peaceful expansion, the so-called peaceful expansion, is finished, we will look into other options. Thank you for watching. It was just a short overview of the situation. And you can see we're not the least powerful. At least that. And the roots of K are nearly most powerful. So let's see how this goes. Happy gaming to you, and see you in one of the gameplay episodes that are coming soon on Friday. Have a good time until then.